Hello, hello, hello. Betsy Wiersma live from the world headquarters. Well, it is the headquarters of my world. Everything you see around me has been a process of manifesting, attracting, finding the right people to help, connecting, and it all has come from what I realized was the same process on purpose. So these videos are here for you to use my process on purpose to take your ideas and dreams into the world. As a background, I have spent my life dedicated to dreaming super big and having fun making stuff up and taking it to the world. It started as a fourth grade bead bracelet, macrame bead bracelet business. And I was the little engine that could. I just kept making things up. I had a mom and dad who said, you can do anything you want. Don't lie, cheat, or steal, or hang around with people that do. Go for it. We didn't have any boys in our family. We just had women. So my dad just mentored all of us as entrepreneurs. And I just started having businesses in fourth grade and went on to college and had businesses and went into the world and kept bringing ideas to the world. So it's so fun for me to make these videos for you to work on your ideas, because that is the joy for me, is watching people grow and bloom, get self-confidence, do good, have fun, and just watch that they have gifts and dreams that are worthy. You have gifts and dreams that are worthy. So in the first video, we talked about mindset and just what is my process and purpose. Well, the process is just how you take ideas from your head and your heart into the world. And the first part of the process really is your beliefs and your mindset, knowing that you can and that you're worthy, and that this process will help you have self-esteem and fun and time for you to just unlock that creative brain and start moving, doing exercises to move things forward. So in the first video, we just talked about the process on purpose, that it came from my life of manifesting and creating, and that it is a gift for you. In the second video, we actually did the idea catching episode. Dun, dun, dun. It was the idea catching episode. It's like a TV show. The second time we did an exercise I call Be Possible Idea Catcher. You basically picked up a piece of paper, made in 4 quadrants. Oh, look, I saved mine. Here it is in 4 quadrants. And you just start to realize, what do I love? What do I see? What can I do? What do I want? And what I would tell you that I've learned is, if you just start there, it starts just kind of getting the juices flowing. So it gets things out. And then we went on to fill our heart with the most things that were the most important. So we did that in number 2. In number 3, we are going to talk about, if there's just one thing I can teach you, which I'm calling my secret sauce. And it's just the thing that maybe you don't think about in the process, because we're so ready to get into the guts of the ideas. But I think this is the secret sauce of all things. So I want to share that with you today. So first, we're going to just take a minute and be here now. I like to ground and breathe and just kind of pour in, hold, and pour out. I'm going to work on my ideas, and I'm going to have this little moment with Betsy to just be. So just a couple breaths in, and just think those positive affirmation thoughts like, I can do this, and I am just going to stop the rest of my world and have a little time for me developing my ideas. So we're here now, be here now. We're going to talk about what I call the secret sauce. And that is, I call it see it to be it. Dream in detail. See it to be it. Dream in detail. What I realized is, about every single thing you see, the Stew book is a good example. The women's group, Camp Experience Network. I started dreaming of what it looks like when it works first, like the end. Like Hovey says, begin with the end in mind. Design what you want and then get the ideas aligned with how to get there. Let me say that again. See it to be it. Design what you want out of it. And then the ideas can line up to get you there. It's kind of backwards reverse engineering. Because what I've noticed, especially in the special event business, people come to me and say, like, I want to have all this business, but I don't want to work weekends. Well, maybe you shouldn't be in the special event business if you don't want to work weekends. See how the end doesn't make the dream necessarily work. So The secret sauce is see it to be it, begin with the end in mind, and dream in detail. Let me give you an example from my life. So the idea was from my, like, what's in my heart? What do I want? Travel, new friends, positive energy, and to help it and innovate. So if we take that as the end of what I want to get out of my dreams and ideas, then we design the ideas around that. Let me give you an example. So I love storytelling. I've been a public speaker for 20 years in 20 countries. I actually 40 40 years. It is very scary to be able to say I've been in business 40 years. Okay, I've been in business 40 years and I've been to over 20 countries as a public speaker. And in the day, I used to carry my slideshow in my slide carousels. So the older people on this call know what that is. I've been a public speaker forever, all around the world. But as I have looked at what my dreams were, I wanted to continue to meet those new people, make a difference wherever I went, and have great adventures for travel. So I designed something called the Global Sisterhood Podcast Network. I just made that up. The Global Sisterhood Podcast Network. What that means is lots of women telling stories from anywhere in the globe. Okay, so I made that up. That was my big idea. But inside the big idea, I had a tactic, a smaller piece to that. One of the ideas along the way called I will have my own podcast. I have 3, but I will have Boost Power Podcast to plug in for education, inspiration, insights, and energy. Boost, plug in. Then I created Sister Strong podcast in 2020 when we all needed to figure out how to cut our own hair and stay home. Then I have Sister Story podcast, which is women around the world. So now that I have an idea called storytelling, meeting women, travel, having fun, making a difference, I can do tactics around that. And my tactic was I would really like to visit Iceland. And I would really like to go to Norway, and I would really like to climb the Sydney Harbor Bridge. So, how do my dreams of travel and helping the world make sense? Well, I create a global sisterhood podcast network, and I have a reason that when I go to Sydney, Australia, I get to climb the Sydney Harbor Bridge, a lifetime bucket list, and meet 5 different women that I put on my podcast. I tell their story, I collect socks, I help their local charities, and I'm somebody who's relevant to them because I've come to their community not only as an American tourist, but as somebody who's interested in their story and making a difference. Can you see the secret sauce there? Begin with the end in mind, travel, having fun, making a difference, meeting new people. That was all in my heart when I asked my heart what I wanted. And then design the tactic called I will interview them for a global sisterhood podcast network, and I'll elevate their stories, their ideas, their dreams, their fun in the world. And I get to have all the fun to do that. And this manifested not only in Sydney, Australia, this manifested that I said, well, I wonder what it's like to be a woman in leadership in Iceland. And I would really like to go to the Blue Lagoon. So I called the mayor's office and realized that a sister city to Denver, Colorado was Akureyri, Iceland. Through Denver, Colorado, we contacted the mayor of Akureyri, Iceland, put together a sister trip, went to Iceland, met the mayor and all her friends, and we podcasted with all the women in Akureyri, Iceland. And we really figured out they were just like us. Very interesting and fun. Then we did it again in Norway. We did it again in Sweden. So the idea for you to get today about your dreams is to sit down and say, if I start with what I want the end result to be, I begin with the end in mind, what kind of ideas then can I brainstorm and generate to get me to that result that I want the result? Not necessarily only the idea, because we can generate a lot of ways to get there when we begin with the end in mind and we dream in detail. And that is the secret sauce. If anything else, when you're asking your head and your heart about your dreams, ask for the details. What does it look like? Where do I go? Who goes with me? Who can help me? Who would be my allies? All those fun things. And if you're a journaling person or a write it down person, I just put in my journal, what are the end results? What are the end results? What can I see it to be it? And then I ask myself again, give me the ideas. that have those end results in mind. So this is all part of my process on purpose. We set our mindset, we believe we can. We get into the process of getting ideas from our head and heart into the world. We dream in detail. And in the next video, I'm going to just lay it out for you. I'm going to show you a diagram of the entire process and all the steps. So again, you can use these videos to take your ideas from your head and your heart into the world. And maybe it will manifest doing a bucket list thing for me, who was afraid of heights, who's had 2 hip replacements, who had to really believe that I could. And I got to go to Sydney with my dear friend Lindy Royer, climb with her loving support the Sydney Harbor Bridge to the top of the harbor. Unbelievable. Raise $3,500 for a cancer charity here in Colorado, and live a big, huge life full of dreams using this process on purpose. Now, if you love this stuff and you want to go deeper, I am putting together my first ever global class. I've had lots of you over the years of all these women say, coach me or help me. I think I'm not a personal coach. I think I'm a group, let's do it together person. So I'm going to have a global online class. It's called Move Ideas into Action. I want a small and mighty class that really wants to help each other. We're going to have calls and a Facebook group and all this cool stuff. It's coming soon. If you're interested, get on the early bird VIP list. You get it before the world. I would love to help you in this process. But meanwhile, this is about you. Get rocking on your own ideas. Betsy Wiersma from the World Headquarters, and I'll see you in the next one.